This conference will now be recorded.
Good morning, friends. Welcome to GoOnlineTrainings.com. I think we had seen, how to create reports as a developer, right? So we knew how to create a drilling down report, drilling through report, sub reports, parameterized reports, cascading parameter reports, table report, and matrix report. And
This conference will now be recorded.
I'll upload one more video how to create a reports on chart gauge. Map is not supported for other countries other than America. So we have data bar, sparkline, indicator. These are very simple to use them. Okay, so I'll upload one video. Please watch that and complete them by today. Okay, so today we're going to see how to deploy a report to the report server, right? So as a developer, you create thousands of reports, right? So creating a report is very easy. So we had 3 to 4 people in our team. In 1 year, they created 25,000 plus reports. Clear? So that means in a given year, each one is created 6,000 plus reports. Creating a report is very simple, but you don't get purely reporting requirements. Sometimes you need to work on SQL queries. Sometimes you need to work on SSIS packages. Sometimes you need to work on data warehousing issues. Sometimes you need to work on, SSRS reports. And you should know each and everything, right? So we are not purely reporting developers. But if you think about, Tableau, ClickView, those people do not know anything about ClickView and Tableau. Those guys purely reporting guys. But Power BI guys and SSRS guys, MSBI guys, we are not only the reporting developers, we can do complete development of SQL Server, data warehousing, SSIS ETLs, and data warehousing. So we know each and everything. Now, if you create these reports, where the reports are lying now, reports are available with the developer, right? But this report is not for me, right? I have created using my laptop, but this report which I'm developing today, it is for the client to use it. Client means Amazon people wanted to use it, Indian bank management wanted to use them. So I have to deploy these reports to the a centralized hub. So every company will have a website, right? Now, how do you access website? So now you know how to use the website, www.someabc.com. So we knew that every company will have a website and everybody knows how to connect to the website. Your mother knows, your father knows, even they're not technically sound, they don't know how to go to the website, right? So that is the reason why all reports are deployed to the web. Clear? So because anybody can simply go to the web and they can browse the reports. Now where the reports are available with the developer in Visual Studio. So customer is not going to install Visual Studio in that machine, in his machine or in her machine. So what customer will have? Customer will have a simple laptop. Maximum they would have installed antivirus and Excel, nothing else, right? So customers like Amazon CEO, Amazon CFO, and all the sales managers, they are not going to install with any MSBA software, Power BI software in their laptops. But how will they see these reports? These reports need to be deployed to the website of the company. So every company will have a website, right? So we are going to be deploying all our reports to the website, and we supposed to broadcast a mail saying that your reports are uploaded to this website. Just go to your website, click on the reports, tab there. That's it. So all the reports are visible to them. Clear? So now we need to understand how to deploy these reports. Now, if you wanted to deploy these reports to the web, you need to have a report server that needs to be configured. So this reporting server will be acting as a web server. Clear? So all these things we're going to be discussing today. So what we're going to be doing, Let me tell you. This is your computer and your installed SQL Server installed with SSDT and everything. You have created a lot of RDL files. Now these are available in the developer machine. So this is a devs machine, right? It's a developer. Developer is not the client. Developer, or you can say programmer, or whatever you would like to say. Okay, developer, programmer. So what developer? Report programmer. He is creating a lot of reports. Now these reports need to be deployed where? These reports need to be deployed to one more server. The server is called as a report server. Clear? So report server, you need to have it. This is one more computer. This you need to have it. So inside this, what all you need to install? You need to install SQL Server. Okay. So you need to install SQL Server. You need to install reporting server. Clear? So you need to take a computer. So you need to buy a hardware, right? Hardware. Plus you need to install operating system. So plus you may be installing antivirus and lot of other things. Plus you have to install SSRS. Plus you need to install SQL Server. Clear? So all these things when you install, this will become a reporting server. Clear? So whether you have SSRS SQL Server installed or not, how do you know? To check this, you have to go to start, say services.msc. When you say services.msc, you will be able to point to services. Clear? So why are we going here? I wanted to know whether in my machine I have installed SSRS and SQL Server or not. Okay. To check, you have to go where? You need to go to start and services.msc, then press enter. Clear? So press enter. Go to start services.msc. This is a small application. You will be able to see services. Click on this. This is a small application which will show you all the services which are running or not, right? So for example, you have installed something, it has to run. For example, you have a kidney, it has to function, right? So if it is not functioning, then you will die. You have a heart that has to run, right? Otherwise, there is no point. You have a heart, but it is not working. You have installed SQL Server or not, that you have to know. Plus, you should know whether it is running or not. So let me, when you come down and come down, you will see all the services. So what are the services we have? SQL Server is up and running. SQL Server agent is installed but not running. Analysis service is running, and browser is not running. SEEP, it is not running. Integration services SSIS is running, and integration services SEEP is not running, and reporting service is running. So you should know what are the softwares your computer has. Clear? So SQL Server is there, and analysis service service is there, integration is there, reporting is there. Clear? It has to run. When you double click on it, you can stop and you should be able to run the software, because if the software is not running, it is not going to work properly. For example, let me go to SQL Server and stop it. This service is not running. What is the meaning? You have a heart but which is not functioning. What will happen? You will die. You have a kidney but it is not functioning. You have SQL Server but it is not running. So if it is not running, let me disconnect this. Let me, you can disconnect like this. Disconnect and connect. Database engine, let me connect. Now I would like to connect like this. Now when I'm connecting, it is not going to work because you have a kidney, you have a heart, but which is not functioning. So nothing will happen. If I eat food, so kidney is not going to filter, right? So nothing will happen because kidney is not working. Your, something is, the liver is not working. It is not going to digest your food. So you have but liver, you have SQL Server installed, but it has to run, it has to work. So services.msc will show you whether you have installed the given service or not. And the second thing is whether it is running, whether it is starting in the proper mode or not. You will be able to see this kind of an issues. Many people will come to me. Sir, I have installed SQL Server, but it is not connecting. I'm getting this kind of an error. So you need to always go where services.msc and see whether this service is working or not. Let me go to SQL Server. Now it is in stop condition. You have to make it start. Clear? So now it is started. Now it is started. Go back to SQL Server. You try to connect once again. You are able to connect now. Clear? You can disconnect like this. You can connect like this. Clear? Or you can connect like this. So you can disconnect, you can connect like this. So click on database engine and you should be able to click on your databases. Clear, guys? So make sure that you know what are the services which are running. Lot of services, right? Your body has lot of services, right? Not only kidney, heart, it is having lot of brain services are there, intelligence services are there, blood pressure service is there, and kidney service, liver, and lot of things, body temperature, lot of functionality your body has, right? Like that, computer also has lot of services, not only SQL Server, antivirus, you have lot of things. Now, you buy a computer. This is also one computer. This is your laptop. Your laptop where you're creating, this one you have installed SSDT and you're able to create the, reports. But all the reports need to be deployed. Okay, all the reports need to be deployed to one more server. This is called as a reporting server. Reporting server means what? You have to install hardware plus operating system plus antivirus, SSRS and SQL Server you must install. So whether we have SQL Server, SSRS installed or not, how do we know? We need to go and check whether this computer has these two things. Plus, this reporting server will be acting as a web server. Clear? Reporting server will be acting as a web server. What do you mean by web server? Web server means a server which is hosting the website. Clear? For example, I go to www.com or I'll go to www.goonlinetrainings.com, right? When I go to this, when I go to goonlinetrainings.com, this is my website, right? Why this is on? Let me go to any other, reload this page. Online, something is go online. Hmm. So when I go to this site, this is a website. Where the website is stored? Do you know where the website is stored? This website is stored in a web server. Clear? So when I go to Chrome and give this URL, this Chrome is connecting to that server that we do not know. That we do not know. This is a website. This website is hosted somewhere or stored somewhere. Wherever you're storing this, that is called a web server. So we are going to pay yearly amount to the people who are storing our website. Clear? So every year we supposed to pay some, $500. Clear? Approximately 20 to 30,000 rupees. We're going to be making the payment so that we are going to, store our, website in a server. That server is called as a web server. Clear? So if you have a data, for example, I was talking about SQL Azure, right? What is a SQL Azure? So there is a machine. The machine is going to be having database, and database means SQL Server or Oracle. We are going to be putting our data there. So there also we have to maintain the company's data. For example, Go Online Trainings has a lot of data. Now, I don't want to buy a server. I don't want to do anything. I would like to outsource my data. So normally where we go to one Azure or AWS, we hire a server and every month we're going to be paying or every year we're going to be paying some amount. So that is what is called SQL Azure. SQL Azure means you can host the database server that is. So we can host our databases there. So what is a web server? Web server means a server which is going to be, keeping your websites. Clear? Now, I wanted to make, SSRS server as a web server means I have to install So this is what is called SSRS software, and in this machine only I have SQL Server software. Plus, we should also install one more software, that is what is called IIS. Okay, so we need to have one more software called IIS. What is IIS? Internet Information Services. So this also one more software need to be installed if you wanted to make a server as a web server. Clear? You take a computer, you install Oracle, and your computer is called as a database server. If you take a computer, install IIS, it is called as a web server. Clear? If you wanted to make any server as a web server, what software you need to install? IIS. Clear? Internet Information Services. So that is what we need to install. But nowadays, IIS need not be installed. Why? Because SSRS is going to be installing IIS automatically. But 10 years back, we were installing SSRS and SQL Server plus IIS also we were installing. But today, you need not install IIS. So reporting server automatically installs, automatically comes with, okay, IIS, Internet Information Services. When you have IIS, what happens? It is going to be hosting your the website. Clear? So reporting server will be acting as a web server. Reporting server also acting as a database server. So it is doing a lot of roles here. Clear? So what we do, a laptop where the developer is creating a lot of reports. So you will have a lot of RDL files, right? Lot of RDL files. So RDL files means these are the reports. These are the reports. Now these reports need to be deployed where? A centralized web server. This is called as a reporting server. This is one more machine the company people will buy, right? So all the developer, for example, you are the developer, I am the developer, all people will be creating a lot of reports morning to evening. So this is me, this is you, right? We're all called programmers. Programmers have to centralize all their reports. Clear? All the reports need to be deployed. If you're 10 people creating reports, but all the reports need to be deployed to a single server, this server is called as a reporting server. Reporting server is acting as a web server. What is a web server? A server which can host a website is called as a web server. Clear? So that is what is very, very important. So how to configure this? So how to configure this we should know. So first one, if you wanted to deploy, you should know how to configure reporting server. So that's what is very, very important, guys. Clear? So now when you install, when you take a machine computer and install an antivirus and everything plus SSRS and SQL Server, so this is ready. Now you need to configure this server. Clear? So what all need to be configured? Let me show you. Now how to configure, what all we need to configure? So that is the first thing we should know, because without the server ready you cannot deploy a report, right? Because all developers are having individual laptops. For example, you may be working for New Zealand. You're a report developer from Amazon company. I'm also a report developer working in India. And you have some more people from Canada, South Africa, Nigeria, like that, China. So all the developers working for a single company called Amazon.com, but Amazon company wanted to see all the data in the Amazon website. Clear? Where the Amazon website is stored in a web server. Clear? So wherever you have a website, that is called as a web server. So our report server will be acting as a web server. Clear? So now what all you need to install? You need to buy a machine and buy operating system, blah blah blah. Now we are going to be configuring. Okay, configuring our report server. Why we are configuring? To host our reports. What reports we can host here? Completely SSRS reports. People may ask you, can I host Power BI reports? Answer is no. If I'm creating Power BI reports in this machine, can I host my Power BI reports? Answer is we don't have Power BI reports. Cannot be hosted in this. Clear? So remember that point. Configure reporting server to host our reports. Now how to configure? You need to go to start. Now you say report server manager. Now let me go to start. I'll say report. When I say report, report server configuration manager. Okay, report server configuration manager. So this is already installed. Since you have installed SQL Server, go to start. You enter report automatically. You will be able to see this. If it is not there, means you did not install SSRS properly, right? If it is missing in your laptop, means you did not install this. You better reinstall SSRS software. So when you type, you will be able to get report server configuration manager. Click on this is app. Click on this. Click yes. You are going to be connecting to the server which has SSRS installed. Now SSRS is installed in my machine. You know what is my machine name? My machine name is called as Kedar. Okay. So everybody will have a name, right? So I have a name. This name is called Kedar. My computer name is called Kedar. Now it is connecting to that. See now, my computer name is called Kedar. It is connecting to that. Let me show you once again. We go to start report server configuration manager. Click on yes. It is telling me SSRS is installed in which machine? It is installed in the Kedar machine. This is my laptop. Click on connect. Now, once that is done, the next step, click on the service account. So don't change anything here. Let it be as it is. There is no service account. So for us, so click on web service URL. So you are going to be creating a URLs. Once one is called reporting server, this is end user URL. You can give any name. For example, you can say all my reports are available under Indian Bank, or all the reports are available in the Indian Bank folder. So what is the name of the folder where the reports are available? So Indian Bank. Clear? So inside Kedar machine, all reports are going to go to Indian Bank. So this is the URL that you're going to be giving. You can give any name. Okay, this is the end user URL. So web service URL means this is the end user URL. So when I click on apply, what will happen? A URL gets created. So we don't know how to create a website, how to create URL, because we are not coming from Java.NET background. Those people will know what is a website, what is a web server, how to create a URLs, everything. But we are completely unaware of how to create. But when you go and give the name, automatically a website is created. Now this is a one URL you got it. Clear? You click on this, your see now it is going to be opening in the Chrome. Even though you don't know what is a Java, what is a .NET, how to create a website and all, but we knew that we can get a URL by clicking this. So we did not do anything. We are creating one URL. So that is what is called Kedar Indian Bank. Now one virtual folder we have created. So there is a name, if you observe carefully, there's a virtual directory, okay, which is not a real directory. Directory means a folder. It is not a real directory. It is a virtual directory. Using this, we can create a URLs. We are going to be creating one more virtual directory. So you can give any name. So the name we had given is Indian Bank. So many people will be using a report server. This is the default name. And here they will be using a name called reports. Okay, two virtual directories we're going to be creating here. Virtual means not real, it is a temporary, something else. Virtual directories. Now when you give some name, what will happen? It's going to be creating a URL, and it is also going to be creating a URL. And what is the URL that is created here? So we know HTTP, just now we had seen my machine name Kedar and the virtual directory name. So report server. Clear? So this is one URL automatically created. This URL will be given to whom? this will be given to an end user. Okay, you will have one more URL that is given. So this URL is again http colon double slash Kedar. The virtual directory name is called reports. Clear? So this is the end user. End user means sales manager. Everybody will be connecting to this server via virtual directories, and this is the URL. End users will be using that URL. So this guy is called a DBA, database administrator. So these people are connecting to this server with the help of a this URL. So these people will have read and write permissions on the reports. Clear? So end user is the guy who is going to be having read only permission on the reports. Different people will have different URLs. One URL. So one URL is this URL I have given. So one URL, let me show you. So this is end user URL. Okay. So Kedar Indian Bank. Okay. One more URL we can create by going here. Now click on apply done. Now the databases. The next one is called databases. Now, if you don't have any database, then you need to click on change database. Now create a new reports of a database. Click next. Now server name where you would like to create a database is Kedar. Now test connection, it is fine. Now I wanted to create two databases. So one database is called report server, one more database called report server temp. Click next. Already exists, so you need not create. If it is not there, you have to create, and you can also give different names. If you're getting some error, now what you do, you give different name. You can say ABC and ABC temp, or you can say RS and RS temp. Two database will get created automatically by using these databases. Now, according to our diagram, what will happen? This wizard is going to be creating two databases inside SQL Server. Who's going to be creating? Your SSRS will create two more databases. One database is called report server, and the next database is called a temp. You can give different names. So that should be created. Already have created a database. You can go to your SQL server and find out. You could also see in your laptop two databases will be there, report server and report server temp DB. You can give different names. Okay, if you get any error, so you can simply give different errors, different database names. You can click on test connection, fine. Now click next. You give different names here. Some ABC, automatically ABC temp will come. Now click next, 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 finish. That's it. So then you have to click on web portal URL. So here we're going to be giving a reports. Now I don't want to give reports here. I say Indian Bank admin. So admin. So this is the URL I'm going to be giving. Now click on always apply, right? So you will be able to get one more URL, Indian Bank admin. So this URL is for the DBA URL. Now this URL is going to be having admin. Clear, guys? So two URLs we had created. This URL where you will be able to get all the reports in read only permission. So this is for end user. So here all the reports you can see with the read and write permission. This is for the DBA people. So remember, we are the developers, we have deployed. So before deploying, where to deploy means you need to create a server. What server we are now creating? We are configuring. We're configuring a server called report server. You need to buy a hardware, install operating system, and install SSRS. Then configure all these steps and email settings. So email settings means automatic emails need to be sent to the end user. For example, you're going to be getting credit card bills automatically from a Citibank, right? How the Citibank is going to be sending? Using a reporting server only. So when you get, you will be able to see one one email address, say no reply @ so Amazon or Indian Bank. Okay, indianbank.com. Clear? So you will be able to receive a lot of mails saying that no reply indianbank.com, and using this address you will get, and this is a from address used by this machine. So you can say IP address using which you should be able to send your reports. Clear? So all the reports, if you wanted to send it, guys, you need to configure SMTP server. So this I have configured. Click on apply, then exit. Clear, guys? So what all I have done it. Let me show you once again. Let me go to start. So reporting server configuration manager. Click yes. Step number 1, connecting to Kedar machine where SSRS is installed. The next one, click on don't do anything here. Click on service account, don't do anything here. If you don't do anything, apply button will not get enabled. So go to web service URL. You can give any name. You can give any name. This is the end user URL. So go to database. You can change database. So check whether you have these databases or not. If it is not there, you can create. Otherwise, simply you cancel this step and click on this URL. So here also you can give any name and without spaces. If you give with space, then problem. Indian Bank admin and click on apply. If you write something, then only the apply button will get enabled. Clear? Otherwise not. So email settings, just go there. You give something and give some dummy IP address, it is not going to work because I don't have SMTP server. So remaining things, just leave it. All these things, Power BI, all these things are not needed. Simply used. Clear? And once everything is configured, simply exit. Now you have configured the reporting server. Now, where the reporting server is available in this machine, right? In this machine, it is available, right? Now I wanted to deploy my reports to this machine, and you are the developer. You should also deploy to this machine. So you and me should take, this URL. This URL need to be taken. This URL need to be taken, and you supposed to embed in your reports. Clear? Not only you, all the developers should know that they supposed to deploy all the reports to this server. This is end user URL. So based on this, you're going to be deploying. So all your reports, maybe you're in New Zealand or maybe in Dubai, maybe in America, but all the reports will come together, reporting server. So that is what you need to do it. So after configuration, okay. So who's going to be configuring in the real time? So the configuration of the server will be taken care by the DBA people and admin people. We are not going to be, creating the reporting server configurations, guys. Who's going to be doing all these things will be handled by the networking team in the company plus database administrators. We are the developers. We are not there to install the software to do all these things, but in the real time, you may be assisting DBA or you may be assisting the networking people to configure them, because networking people and DBA teams are going to be installing, buying the software, running the machines. So reporting server will not be under your control as a developer. So what is under your control? Your laptop. That's it. So you cannot maintain the reporting server with your hands because you're a developer. Developers are there to create a reports, but who's going to be installing, who's going to be maintaining the reporting server? Completely by networking guys plus DBA people. Am I clear? So DBA people will have read and write permissions because of this only. Because end of the day, you are the creator. You deploy. After deploying, who's supposed to maintain the server? Not the developers. There is a one more guy called a DBA. So this guy is going to be maintaining all your reports. Clear? If there is a report deleted means, developer is not going to be asked anything. A DBA people are responsible for the reports which are available in the centralized hub. Clear? So what we do, we have configured. Now we go to our SSDT. We are going to be configuring. So we go to the project, right click on it, properties. Now target server URL. What is the target server URL? End user URL. So whatever be the URL that is there for the end user, this URL you supposed to copy and you supposed to enter them there. So this is what is my Indian bank. Clear? And what is my folder? So I'll say iBank reports. Okay, iBank reports is my folder. Now where I wanted to deploy my reports, now HTTP Kedar Indian Bank. Clear guys? So you need to give your own URL here and iBank. Now overwrite data sets true, overwrite data sources true. If you wanted to make it a true, you can make it, otherwise make it to false. This is important. Remaining things are not so important. Now you apply and okay. Now all the end user, all the developers have to come here. They're supposed to know what is the report server URL. So they need to give end user URL. Now done. Now you guys have to build first. You guys have to build. So now you guys are deploying. Clear? So before deploying, what you do? You always build, then deploy. Build and deploy the reports. Okay, guys. So build, and what is the meaning of a building? Building means checking for syntax issues. Is there any report? Is there any report which is having some issues? Now that we'll come to know build is succeeded. Have you seen this? Now you can also rebuild if you wanted to build. Once again, you can build or you can also rebuild. Rebuild means it is going to be checking one by one for the errors. Rebuild all succeeded. Now once build is done, you right click on it, you say deploy. Now all the reports from SSDT, where it is going, deploy started series. All these things you need to know, guys. So all these things you should know. See now, deployment is started. It is going to deploy all the reports. So from here, deploy started. User, please wait. So what is happening here? See now, it is doing something here. Okay. So deployment is started. Now deploying one by one. See now, this report is deployed. This source is deployed. These data sets are deployed. Lot of things that is deploying. All things, shared data sets, shared data sources, and RDL files. Everything is going to be deploying one by one. Customer report, list report, dashboard report, child report. All things are getting deployed one by one. Where? To the web server. Now deployment is succeeded. Have you seen this? Everything is done. Now you can give the URL. What is the URL? So this is the end user URL. You give this URL to your management, your Amazon guys or Indian bank managers. They'll go to the Chrome. Ask them to go to the Chrome and ask them to copy paste this URL. Click on enter. Now this is what is called their reports. Indian bank reports, iBank reports are available. Now they wanted to see any report now, they can simply click on this. Okay, so they can see the reports where? They can see the reports in the Chrome. Who? The management. So they would like to see India sales report. This is coming from Cube actually, but they don't know whether it is coming from a Cube or a data warehousing or coming from elsewhere. They don't know. So this is what is the sales that they can see. Okay, they can go to ES and they can click on the view report. Okay, now Maryland, Florida, Jersey, this one, that one, and they would like to have a branch wise, year wise sales report or whatever they wanted to have it, they can have it. So child report, this report, that report, whatever they would like to see, they will be able to see all these things very easily. Drilling down report, I would like to showcase this. Clear? So drilling down report, we can have it. Now any report they can visualize, they can see in the Chrome or in the Firefox or in the Internet Explorer, you make sure that all the reports are properly coming in each and every browser. Clear? So my laptop is a bit slow, but in the real time, it will be very, very faster. Otherwise, the the end users will not be happy about your reports, right? So it will be very, very fast. So all the reports are now they can see using a Chrome. Who's going to be seeing? End users. They don't need to install SSRS in their machines because your boss may be in America, maybe in New Zealand, New Jersey. You know, this so we need to simply tell them you go to this URL and this is where you can see your data. So click on this. Now everything is working perfectly fine. Now if they wanted to download the report, now they can download the report by going to this. Clear? So they can also print the reports if they wanted to print something. So all options are available to the end users. They can download XML, PDF, they can see the reports. Now developers are completely gone. Even though you left the company, you deployed all the reports, these people have left already. So they don't work now working. They have created all the reports. Now all the reports are available where? When you deploy, all the reports are going to come to this database. Clear? Because database will store XML files. So this is actually an XML file. I told you, right? RDL files are XML files. Database can store XML file. All your RDL files are going to go here. Clear? Even though this fellow also will deploy, all the files are going to come to this database, reports our database that is available here. So what is a report? Report means XML file. So XML files can be stored. You have a lot of tables here. All the files can be stored and it is going to be maintaining a lot of tables. And in one of the table, it's going to be storing your RDL files. Clear? So whenever a end user is working on this, when the end user trying to open this, it is going to be going and he will pick up, it will pick up one RDL file and it will pick up and it will go to the SQL server where the database is available. For example, I may be using iBank, right? iBank may be in within the server or I may have external server. So this reporting server will contact the iBank and gets the data. Clear? Gets the data and all the data temporarily it is going to be putting all the data will get loaded to the TempDB database. This may be within your SQL server. This may be in external. So it may be iBank, maybe in Oracle, maybe in Teradata. We don't know. So it is going to establish connection to iBank, get all the data dumping to temporarily into this, and it's going to be displaying all the data using to this end user. Clear? So when you close the connection, I would like to close this connection means completely tempdb, the data will be removed. Clear? So that is what is very, very important. So whenever you update, whenever you modify something, the fresh data is going to go to the reporting server. Now the DBA people are going to be using this and they can maintain. For example, I'm the DBA. I will go to this and I'm going to be, seeing the server. Okay. This is how the DBA team people are going to be seeing. So this website is called as a reporting manager URL. So this URL is called as report manager URL. Okay. This URL is called as end user URL. Clear? So report manager URL means a DBA URL. So when they go like this, they will be able to see, for example, one of the report need to be deleted. A DBA team can do that. Okay, for example, I don't like this Amazon sales report. The DBA team can go and delete it. Okay. Now, if they don't need, if they don't like your Amazon, your Indian bank, customers, Indian bank customers says that these reports are not good, then They cannot delete. They ask DBA team to delete all the reports. Clear? So again, we need to modify this because they don't like the reports we have created. Again, we have to rebuild and redeploy the reports once again. Clear? So DBA team can manage the reports. The end user team, what is the end user URL? So you can go to this. End user URL is this. Clear? So that will be given to the end user so that they can see all the reports. Now there is no reports at all. We are going to be deploying once again using this. Okay. So when you deploy, it is going to be overwriting if you have the reports there. If you don't have the report there, it is going to be pushing. If you have the same report in the reporting server, it is going to be replacing the existing report. Now deployment is succeeded. You go, you refresh. Now you can see, you go, you refresh, you should be able to see this report. Now whatever be the report that you wanted to see it, you can see it. Now what is that I would like to have it? I would like to have the sales of all of them. Clear? So Amazon sales report. So end user does not know from where the report is going to come. So what is the data source? The end user is going to be always going and downloading the reports like this. And this is how the end user is going to be connecting. This is how the management, the DBA people are going to be connecting to maintain the servers. Okay. So developers are going to be installed with the SSDT software. Okay, so this is a software for developer. This is the URL for the DBAs, and this is the URL for end user. Clear? So there are three things that you need to have. A developer need to be installed with SSDT. A DBA people will use a URL to manage the server. DBA people do not know how to create a report, but who's going to know how to create a report and all? So that is a developer. So developers are not going to keep the reports in their machine. They're going to be deploying the reports to the web. Clear? The end user should know what is the URL of the web server or the reporting server. That's it. All the reports are there in the centrally. Even though tomorrow you resign, you format the laptop, you resign from the company, no need. All the copies of the reports already went here. Clear? Even though you resign, you take the laptop, nothing to worry. These reports are available in the centralized database. So that is how you need to think. Clear? You create a report, build a report, and deploy. Only thing you should know the end user URL, because all the reports should go to Kadar server. All the developers should, they'll be able to keep the URL in their project. So how to keep that? Go to Solution Explorer, right click on this, go to properties. Now this is what you need to use it. Clear? This is important. That's it, nothing else. Guys, any questions? So Uh, tomorrow we don't have a class, guys, because a festival in India. I forgot to tell you in SQL class as well. We don't have any classes tomorrow. It's a festival in India. We are completely off for tomorrow, and we'll meet day after tomorrow. And no SQL, no classes are available for tomorrow, guys. Okay, thank you, guys. Any other questions? You should know how to deploy the reports to the reporting server, and that's it. So how to create a reports we knew as a developer. Now, once you deploy the reports to the reporting server, now we need to know how to manage. So we are going to be discussing some more DBA, activities from tomorrow. As a developer, you should know how to create a report. But why are we learning how to deploy and all of them? Because in a smaller companies, you will be doing all of them. So creating a report, deploying the report, managing the reports. So as a SSRS developers, so this kind of reports you create, drilling down, drilling through, parameterized reports, very, very simple. 1 week, 10 days classes. But now from tomorrow we don't have class, but day after tomorrow, we're going to be acting as a DBA. So as a DBA, what all you do in the company? We are not a DBA guys, but many companies may ask you how to, practice DBA activities from SSRS. So yes, creation wise, we don't have much more stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, excuse me, sir.
Tell me.
Sir, we will be deploying these reports to the web server,
Yes.
and these reports are also deployed on the cloud machines by the
Yeah,
same way, or
you
any
can
different
take.
technique.
Yeah, you can have it. Any cloud machine you can have it. Okay. Any cloud. You
With
can
this,
go to Azure. You can go to
okay,
Azure and you can again configure the same thing and you can just put it there.
same IIS.
Yeah, yeah. Clear? So you should be able to deploy this on premise, or you can also have a cloud machine, AWS. But there are some settings that you need to know. So all these settings as a developer, you need not worry. But AWS administrators will be there and Azure admin will be there. So those people are going to be taking care of that. Clear? Yeah. Very good question. Anything else, guys? Guys, you configure them in your laptop, and if you have any issue, please let me know so that we can resolve it. So, guys, happy festival New Year, and we are off for tomorrow because a big festival in India. We're completely off for tomorrow, guys. Thank you. Happy Ugadi. Bye bye.